Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day one of our new devotional. Our devotional this go around is God Hears Her. Not sure if y'all can see that, but it's God Hears Her. And we will start with our first passage this morning, 1 Samuel chapter 1, verses 9 through 20. If y'all are ready, let's get started. And the word says, once, when they had finished eating and drinking in Shiloh, Hannah stood up. Now Eli the priest was sitting on his chair by the doorpost of the Lord's house. In her deep anguish, Hannah prayed to the Lord, weeping bitterly. And she made a vow, saying, Lord Almighty, if you will only look on your servant's misery and remember me, and not forget your servant, but give her a son, then I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life, and no razor will ever be used on his head. As she kept praying to the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was praying in her heart, and her lips were moving, but her voice was not heard. Eli thought she was drunk, and said to her, How long are you going to stay drunk? Put away your wine. Not so, my lord, Hannah replied. I am a woman who is deeply troubled. I have not been drinking wine or beer. I was pouring out my soul to the Lord. Do not take your servant for a wicked woman. I have been praying here out of my great anguish and grief. Eli answered, Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant you what you have asked him. She said, May your servant find favor in your eyes. Then she went her way and ate something, and her face was no longer downcast. Early the next morning, they arose and worshipped the Lord, and then went back to their home at Ramah. Elkanah made love to his wife Hannah, and the Lord remembered her. So in the course of time, Hannah became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She named him Samuel, saying, Because I asked the Lord for him. Give me a second while I compile the scripture summary, please. Now, this new devotional that I have does not have a journal section, so I just went ahead and took notes in my Bible like I do. So, let's go on with the scripture summary. Our scripture summary this morning comes to us from 1 Samuel chapter 1, verses 17 and 18. I wrote down, God grants peace and favor to all his people. Be patient. Your season is coming. Now, my season and your season may look completely different, But in the scripture passage, it talked about how Hannah had longed for a child, probably at this point for a very long time. And she had shown favor with God during that season of life. So, even in the midst of the hardest season of her life up to now, God still had granted her with what she had asked. Now, all of our seasons as Christians look very different. But if we remain patient and steadfast in our prayers, then at some point, God will reward us for our patience and steadfastness. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone.